Hey guys, got a couple of more photo bins along with an interview we did with Sean Beardsley up today. That one aired just before this, but I hope you were able to check that out. This was a very special night for me, and there's a lot of nights that I remember like they were yesterday, and this is one of them right here. 5 Mile Point Speedway. This was back on August 8th, 2007. So now we're starting to hit our stride with Doug's Dirt Diary a little bit. This, I believe, was an ROC race. It was a special race because there was a lot of the big teams that were in town, and also some names here that that made the night extra special. For me, there's Kevin Cook right there doing a little bit of work on his IMCA modified. We were hanging out with Jack and Ronnie Johnson on this night. We had a new Jones cam, which was an in-car camera, which was a big deal back then, and we decided to bring it on out and have some fun. So we got a chance. There's Ronnie moving the tools around, getting ready for a night of racing. There's Andy hooking up the Jones cam, which was not exactly easy to do. It's about the size of a really big cell phone, and it was tough to hook up. So we had some video. I wish I had that. So yeah, Kevin Bates here on the left, hanging out in the pit area. There's James Cornell. They used to call him the Rocket, and eventually went to late models. He was still running modifieds. And there is Jack Johnson. And this was Jack. You know what? He didn't have to pose in a picture to look cool. He just was cool. And I just happened to catch this one. He's hanging out early, and look at that smile. I mean, just the coolest race car driver I ever met, period. Jack Johnson. We were fortunate to spend some time with him. This is sad. Mike Stolarczyk III, of course, we lost him, unfortunately. I used to see his dad at Southern Tier Speed World, and it's sad that show's not going to be around. He left some kids behind and everything. Mike, we're still thinking about you, and man, I'm sorry that you're not still here with us. Dick Sweet, original flagger on the Outlaw circuit. Somehow he ended up at this show that night. Dick, we miss you. I don't know if you're seeing this down in Florida, but we miss you, man. If you get back in town, please make sure to give us a call. Dale Caswell was racing with two cars on this night, two IMCA modifieds, and this one here, he was not driving, but there was somebody else driving that you guys might know from NASCAR land. That's Kenny Schrader. There on the right. I met Kenny a few years earlier. He was in the tower for a race at Syracuse. I doubt he remembered that, but Dan Harpel's right behind him, and one of Dan's sons. Dan's in the orange shirt right there, but nice guy, super nice guy. He was there to race and have some fun, and I remember, I think he got third or fourth or something that night, but he did several races with Dale Caswell, so there are the two of us right there hanging out. So a wonderful night. There's Stewie and Jessica, and again, this is back in 2008, so this is almost 14 years ago now. There's Pat Ward, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the guy on the right. Good guy, I can't remember his name, but man, I'm sorry about that. I want to go back to that one for just a second. Also, if you look over here in the right, there's Pat's dad, Bud, right there. Vietnam veteran, was a tunnel rat in Vietnam, went behind enemy lines to do stuff. So you talk about a guy who's a total badass. That was him right there. So looks like we're getting ready to have some fun at 5 Mile Point. There's our camera on the back of the car. Came in that little case like that, and there was a lot of wiring and a lot of stuff like that. But I remember the video came out well. We were actually hanging out with Jack in the front stretch while they were getting ready to go. Mike Colsten, just hanging out talking about anything but racing. We miss you too, Mike. And here come the modifieds ready to go out and have some fun. There's Kenny Schrader out on the racetrack throwing that car around a little bit. Brian Weaver was driving the 9R, I believe, at the time. And I think that's Jerry Higby's number 97 down on the inside of him right there. Brian Malcolm in the 119, Pat Ward the 42. There's Ronnie Johnson, RJ, out there having a little bit of fun. And this is Joey Colston's 151, Mike's son, right there. There we see the Sharky's Fuel 119 of Malcolm again, and there he is inside the car. Must have been happy after hot laps. So Nick Rachinski, way back in the day, back in 2008. And I believe this was Danny who was driving this particular car, because this was some folks from Hogansburg. I believe he was still racing for those guys up there. And there is Mike Colsten. Man, we miss you, Mike. Beat mesothelioma, lived for a lot of years, raced for a long time, lost him a few years ago, and talk about a guy who you never had to ask what he think. Carl Nagel, what's going on, Carl? And believe it or not, for Carl, that is a smile. Okay, so that's about the most you're going to get out of him right there. I don't remember this guy's name off the top of my head, but I know he was running a lot of stuff back in the day. And of course, remember, to get to the pit meeting, you had to stand on the side of the hill. at 5 Mile Point Speedway. There's Billy Decker getting ready to trudge up that hill and have some fun. Beautiful country down there at 5 Mile Point. Always one of my favorite places to go. And the racing's always real good. And Billy obviously giving somebody the business here with that look like, what? What did you say? You know, so Jeff Strunk and Stewie relaxing before the race. You guys know this bunch. If you've been to any tracks down this way, there's trouble right there with these guys. Good to see you guys. I miss you hanging out together. And again, another guy that I know who it is, but I just can't. It's been so long since I've seen this bin. And this is 5 Mile Point. One of the biggest things with 5 Mile Point is it's a quarter mile, but it's one of the widest quarter miles you will ever see. As they can go 3 and 4 wide all over the place at this track. I've even seen 5 wide going through the corner, especially once that bottom, you can see it's still a little messy down there right now, but once that got run in, there was all kinds of places to go at 5 Mile Point Speedway on just a beautiful August night here in the summer. There is Dale Caswell. He was your IMCA modified winner on this night. And there's Kenny Schrader going up to talk to Leon Andrus. Remember, they used to do the interviews right up there on the flag stand. Leon, I hope you're doing well, man. I haven't seen you in a few years either. So they brought them down after the IMCA modified race. And this was before the modified race. They used to do lineups with them right up there. Hopefully nobody backed up too far and went down the wall. Don't remember that ever happened, but it always made me nervous a little bit when they would do this. So that was the starting lineup for this show at 5 Mile Point Speedway. Again, wanted to throw these up nice and early tonight. I know some of you guys are going to be watching the, the duels. And I'm going to give it a chance. I don't know how much of it I'm going to watch, but we're going to give it a chance because I usually, for Daytona, I like watching the trucks and I love watching the ARCA races. You see a lot of young drivers who are trying to make a name for themselves. You guys have fun tonight. We're going to put another one up right after this. It's going to be from a mall show, a one-off, one-year mall show. And boy, that's something we're really missing in these times right here. Hit that blue E down there, guys. That'll subscribe you every time we're doing something cool. Enjoy your night. Enjoy the racing. And we should have some new stuff recorded for you tomorrow if everything works out. So look for that to show up sometime during the day. Have fun, guys.